I called my baby daddy a spineless creep for what he did to our daughter. Am I the asshole?
Why is he a spineless creep?
And John, the poster of this, is our asshole. This is from r/OKOP show and was posted by user throwawayfeelbad20. And so if you want your story read, please post it in our subreddit r/OKOP show. Make between 500, 800 words and we'll read the shit out of it.
Yes.
All right, let's get into this thing. A little bit of context for you all. I ended up falling pregnant with my 10-year-old daughter during a drunken hookup with a friend in my mid-20s.
Nice.
Not the most glamorous or flattering truth, but it is the truth all the same. When we found out, we decided to keep the child and co-parent while remaining friends. We were never a couple, and we didn't want to be one either.
Hot piece of ass, hot piece of meat. It happens.
4 years ago, he began to date his long-term girlfriend, and they moved in together last year. She fell pregnant. Wasn't everyone falling pregnant?
Oh no.
And I've been supportive to them both as much as I could be without crossing any lines. I've encouraged my daughter to help out whenever she's staying with them during the pregnancy and to behave. I've also made it clear that I want the children to have a close relationship despite having different mothers. I've even said that if they were comfortable with it, on nights, I have my daughter. If they ever want time alone, I'll babysit once they have the baby so my daughter can spend time with her sibling. All in all, I thought everything was going great. And I was excited for my daughter to have a sibling as she's always wanted one, but I had no interest in having another child. 3 days ago, my friend and his girlfriend had a daughter. They asked me to bring my daughter to the hospital to meet her little sister yesterday alongside others of the family. It would be so cute, you know, all the family get together.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Nothing.
I did exactly that, but when they introduced us to the baby, I was shocked. You ready?
Tell me.
They used my daughter's name.
Uh-oh.
It's kind of a move.
Could you imagine OKOP with Sam and Sam? Fuck no. That would be terrible.
I wouldn't know what to do with myself.
Exactly.
Get it? Because it would be two Sams and I wouldn't know what to do with myself. She didn't seem to have any issue with this when she introduced the baby bold as brass. My friend seemed uncomfortable and wouldn't look at me directly. I asked them what they were playing at which point my friend's father said he'd take my daughter down to the cafeteria to get something to eat and left with her. My friend told me to calm down and not overreact while his girlfriend told me she didn't see the issue and it was a pretty name. I asked them if they'd name the baby for my daughter, trying to understand the logic here, but his girlfriend just said, no, it's just a pretty name I liked.
It's just cool.
And then asked if they planned to use a nickname or middle name when addressing her on a daily basis, and her response was, I don't see a need for that. I told them they were being ridiculous and they couldn't do this. I then told his girlfriend that I found this frankly creepy and told my friend that he was spineless, and if he was happy to go along with this, then he was a total cuckbag. Didn't say that, but I just said that.
Yeah.
He tried to claim our daughter could use a nickname or something, but I shut that down immediately, asking why it was more reasonable for a girl who has used that name for a decade to shame her name compared to a baby who has no concept of what a fucking name is. His girlfriend told me I was being a snitch talking to her like that after she just gave birth and asked the nurses to remove me, saying I was being disruptive. Maybe my temper is running a little too hot though, and I was too harsh on her when she just gave birth, but it's so fucking weird. Edit, I like to also state, I know that what they want to name their child is their choice, and they could have called her Dinosaur for all I care, but this is just the one name that should be off limits or adjusted. They even have the same surname as they have the same father. Something about it feels malicious and deliberate, as if she's trying to replace my daughter, and for both of them to spring it on us like that at the first meeting was weird.
That is hilarious.
So, to everyone listening and watching, what do you think? Is this a weird thing to do? Is this completely normal? John, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I'm just imagining right now, there's a Samuel Donner, and then 10 years later, there's another Samuel Donner.
And like, hey, can you change your name to like Gerald? I don't know, but like, what do you think? A-hole move?
Yeah, it's not cool.
I don't think it's cool. I don't think it's cool. But I want to know what everyone else thinks. Put your answers below. But maybe we should get into this next story.
Let's do it. I made another woman pretend to be my girlfriend in front of my actual girlfriend, but I can explain, am I the a-hole? I, male 25, was out with my girlfriend, 25 female, and some other friends. We were drinking, having a good time. I smoke. I'm trying to quit, but we went outside alone for a smoke. I was standing in front of the bar, kind of a short walk away. I don't like standing right in front of the door because the smoke gets into the bar or establishment. Then this frantic looking woman was walking at a normal pace, and then there was a guy a couple feet behind her. She walks up to me and says, "Hey, baby." Can I do it?
No one will want to listen to that voice.
Oh, you're right. Hey, baby. I'm glad you were waiting where you said you'd be. I was confused at first, but I quickly understood the situation. This guy was weird, and on the way up, he was muttering weird things like, just give me your number, and you're so pretty, and I just want to talk to you.
So basically what's happening is this girl is being chased by a creep, and she's using OP as like the boyfriend barrier. And it's just like, hey, like, this is my boyfriend.
I did not get that until you explained it to me.
Now you feel like an asshole for making this girl look like a creep.
Yeah, it's like, I was literally like, oh yeah, it's just some insane lady. When I told someone else this story, I asked why I didn't react when I saw her walking and heard that. And the answer is it all happened very fast and I had been drinking.
You don't necessarily know what's going on.
Yeah, totally. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
I was reading it. Once I put it together, I said, oh, hey, honey, I've been waiting for you. And she put her arm around me, and it took longer than I would have liked for the guy to leave. I was being gentle, saying, all right, see you later, buddy. And we've got to get back home.
And we started making out, and then we fucked.
Eventually, the guy left, but not because she wanted him to leave, because I kept insisting. Nothing happened at all. Nothing like that. My girlfriend had been watching this from the window and must have only caught the part at the end of it when I saw the other girl with my arm around her. My girlfriend is not the type to cause a public scene. She'll wait until a private time to air out her grievances. This girl had no money for an Uber and was planning on walking home, but felt too nervous. So I arranged for an Uber to pick her up waited outside with her until the car came. Jumping ahead to when I was at home with my girlfriend, she asked me, what was all that about? And wanted to know why her arm was around me and why I stayed after the creep left. She put together that the guy was being weird, but she said I shouldn't have let her put her arm around me.
Bro, I mean, they're freaking role playing for safety.
Yeah, it's
just a that way of putting it, but like that is what's happening.
Yeah. Even after the guy left, she removed it. None of my explanations were working, so I just turned to her and said, what would you have wanted me to do?
Right.
A fair question. And if you were here, what would you have wanted the guy to do? She just couldn't answer and said to stop flipping it.
Come on,
dude.
Man was literally preventing this girl from like possibly getting assaulted by some fucking creep.
Yeah.
To role play to save a woman's life.
You keep saying role play.
It is role play.
I guess it technically, but
it's
like
role play. Role playing for safety.
Maneuvers.
It's safety role playing.
Sure.
Is that wrong?
Maybe we're a little off. Maybe we aren't. Let us know in the comments. But Sam, let's get into this last story.
Let's get it.
Boom.
I found something dead in my apartment, but my landlord doesn't want to do anything. So I have a plan for revenge. Am I the asshole? And also, this story comes from a YouTube comment from commenter Nikki Davis. So Nikki Davis, thank you for commenting your story.
Yes.
If you want to comment your own story and want us to read it, put story time before your comments.
That's right. And we love those fat, juicy, like 500, 800 word stories, well written. Throw them in there.
So, my former landlord did not provide any heat source. Sick.
No heat.
During one of the coldest winters the state has ever faced. I was able to see my breath in the trailer, and at times it was colder in the trailer than it was outside. When I toured the trailer, I requested a new used fridge, as the current fridge was caked with mold and still had stuff from the last tenants in it. I was told he had already done that, and he might have gotten away with it if there still wasn't mold and a bottle of water in the fridge. The oven kept catching on fire no matter what I tried, and the stove had one working burner that also got on fire when used.
No.
This is a shit-living situation. Unfortunately, I did not notice a hole in the wall in the kitchen cabinets before or even after when I moved in, and it only got bigger. I took many attempts to repair it, and he would take several days or weeks claiming he was short-staffed to repair anything. And then I found it. The corpse of a mouse. Still stuck to the trap that whoever laid it down. When I tried to plug in a lone second space heater, the power in most of the trailer went out and it didn't get fixed before moving out. Holes formed in the floor of the smaller room with only the carpet covering it. Before I moved in, my move-in was delayed due to a needed inspection of power connections, as this was his job to get done. It took exactly half the month for him to get it done, and he only knocked off $100 of that month's rent instead of half.
Wow.
How much are you paying for this shithole, OP? My front door would open even when locked, and neither doors fit the frames so you can see light coming through. Upon moving there was also a rickety bookshelf that, oh my God, that had a completely squeezed tube of lube and a medicine bottle with a suspicious blue liquid. The bath water ran brownish for a few months before just being opaque. The septic tank reached the max capacity in just a few months and was never cleaned out. I had to do my business. No. Nikki Davis, I had to do my business in the bathtub for the remainder of my tenancy. Flies were also a major problem, as well as ants. As I was trying to clean the place and move the remainder of my stuff, this man had the audacity to come by and tell me how disappointed he was that I made the place a mess. Hard to really clean with all the problems above, on top of having stress and major depression, as well as 3.5 months in, I had an accident and ended up with a 1.6-inch blade in my hand and was unable to do hardly anything with that hand. Nikki Davis.
Nikki.
Please live somewhere else.
Nikki, maybe you give us an update.
Yeah.
Update.
What is your new living situation? Please tell me it's good.
Please.
Oh my goodness. I feel so bad for you, OP.
I know.
Well, I want to know about your quote unquote fun living situations.
Yeah.
Put those in the comments below. And Nikki Davis, I hope you're doing better. Please
love you.
Put an update in the comments. Put story time at the beginning so we know that it's story time.
That's
and
right.
Again, 500, 800 words to anyone who wants to submit a story, or you can submit the story to r/OKOP show on our subreddit.
We love you. See you on the next one.
See you soon.